This week for Batman Month, we took on a scene that you guys have been requesting for a long time, and that's Joker's pencil trick. So here's a look at how he did it. So there really is just one main costume in this, and that's Joker's costume. We couldn't find a purple coat, so we just found a regular grayish black one and decided to spray paint it purple. We did kind of a layer of white first, and then we did purple on top of that because it showed up better. Purple wasn't really sticking to the black very well. And then we had a vest that we just painted green, and we found a purple button-up that was a solid color, and we noticed that his has a very specific pattern on it. So Ben drew the pattern on there with a crayon. And then we found a perfect tie at a thrift store. This actually matches really, really close. We were looking at the picture and the tie that we bought, and we thought they might actually be the exact same tie. They're so close. There's also another layer in there between the vest and the coat itself of kind of strips of purple showing through. So we just cut out strips from the back of the purple dress shirt and just kind of like taped them inside so you get that one extra layer. And Joker has purple gloves, so those are just some canvas gloves that we painted purple and just drew little lines on there. This is a normal brown wig that we've used a handful of times, but I'm going to attempt to make it kind of stringy and gross and painted green. These plastic wigs don't really get wet, and so I was trying to put hairspray on it and get it to be more like stringy and wet looking, but it just doesn't work for some reason. So I ended up spraying it with some spray adhesive and really like kind of matting it down and trying to make it stringy and just kind of chopping away at it, and just lightly spray painted some green spray paint on it. So once you got all the pieces in there and the green paint, it looked more Jokery. You look like Jack White. To play the role of Joker, we went to our master impressionist, Piat. He can do a million voices and he does them all perfectly. I don't know how he does it. Piat has actually been in a bunch of Homemade Movies episodes. He did the voices in Reservoir Dogs, Sock Puppets episode.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say. You're Mr. White. You have a cool sounding name.
He was Donald Sutherland in Catching Fire. He was young Harrison Ford. He's been old Harrison Ford. He was random cab driver in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And of course, he was our Doc Brown in our Back to the Future scene.
Great Scott! Howdy! Somehow the space-time continuum's gone askew, and I have transformed into the Joker.
The first shot that we ended up shooting once Piat showed up was the one where he walks towards the group and you only see him from the back. So first we just put the coat on him and the wig and just got that shot before we took the time to do the makeup. But for the rest of the shots, of course, we need the iconic makeup that Heath Ledger had in this movie. So he just put the white on himself and kind of covered his face. And then there's kind of some marks where like it's kind of wearing off and you can kind of see where his wrinkles are. So I took a Q-tip and tried to kind of like carve back in just like where the skin is. You got the black around the eyes, and I kind of like did these extra little lines as if he's kind of been wearing this for a while and it's going into his wrinkles and stuff. For the mouth, you know, we're not using any like prosthetics or anything to show scars, but the red really does the trick. So we just kind of sloppily put the red on there, get the right kind of shapes to it, and that was all it really took. For all of the other thugs that are here having this meeting before Joker shows up, we just kind of invited some friends over and just told them to wear a suit. And we also have some miscellaneous leather jackets and different ties and things, so we kind of just swapped those around. We even made a little pink pocket square for the main guy who does the talking. And these guys also have some pretty awesome cardboard watches, if you look really close, some gold watches made of pure cardboard, really expensive. They're facing each other, these two groups. So we had some card tables and my dining room table just set up in a U shape. And we kind of mix and matched who was where. So when we're facing one way, we're all kind of filling it in, making it look like a lot of people. And then when we're facing the other way, some of us switched outfits and stood in the background and played different people. So it looks like more people than it really was, except for the big shot where Joker walks in, then you can kind of see how few people we really had. If you look close in the background, we also decorated my living room with some kitchen utensils and some kitchen items because they're supposed to be having this meeting in some kind of industrial sized kitchen. So you can see it really good when Joker walks in for the first time. Over to his left, there's some kitchen items in the dark there. One cool homemade trick that we did was they're all sitting there talking to a guy on the TV monitor there, and it's like a live feed that they're talking to him, but we noticed that he doesn't move at all in this scene, so we just took a still picture. This is our friend Yasu, who just played Shredder in our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer, and I just had him send me a still picture of his face, and I printed it really big and made a little cardboard TV, so that's sitting there where all the guys are kind of gathered around. So Yasu was staring at us all day, even though he wasn't here. When Joker slams the pencil down on the table for the first time and it has to kind of stand up, we had some trouble with this. It worked well when we practiced it. We used this little sticky clear stuff and put it at the end of the pencil, and you can actually get it to stay up pretty well, but you know, with all the fast motion and then the gloves that he's wearing and trying to get it all to happen at once, it didn't always stay standing up the way it was supposed to. So we did this take 1,000 times, and most of the times it fell over. But some of the times it would stand up, but then maybe the timing was off on the other people. So getting everything to happen exactly at the right time, and of course matching it up with the original, was a huge challenge. So we finally got one where all the pieces fell into place at the right moment and it looked awesome.
Yes,
Perfect. That's it.
Yes, yeah, all right.
Okay, so the magic trick itself is actually a fairly simple trick. We did it, I think, the same way that they did it in the real movie, which is a very simple practical effect. The camera shows the pencil, and then the camera pans up away from the pencil at the right moment. Joker grabs the guy's head. While this is happening, somebody just grabs the pencil and pulls it away. You don't see that happen because it's below the frame. Then when he slams his head down and the camera goes back down, the pencil's already long gone. You don't really see anything too gruesome. It's kind of all in your imagination. But it happens so fast, and the sound of his head hitting the table is so abrupt that you kind of put it all together and you really feel like the pencil went to this guy's head. So we got the timing just right, made sure it was safe and that the pencil was gonna be away and everything. And he's not really hitting his head on the table, he's kind of just going next to it. But he really did slam his head down and land pretty violently. So our friend Carl, who was doing this part, was a great sport about it. He did this over and over until we got the take down just right. And the first time we did it all the way through, we weren't sure if maybe he hurt himself because it was so authentic and believable.
You okay? Yeah.
But it was all acting. He fooled us all. So that's how we made our homemade Joker scene. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments. And don't forget, we have the homemade costume contest happening right now. So check the link below for all the details on that. And Batman month is not over. We still have one more scene next week. It's from The Dark Knight Rises. So we'll see you then. If you'll excuse me, I gotta get back to watching my soaps. Alrighty, what do we got?
Hey, Batman. You know what I think? I think you're full of crap.
You good?
That's how you make a black shirt white.
Why didn't you guys just get a white shirt?
Yeah. We just sort of grab whatever we have around and make it work, you know?
Ooh.
Wait, it's not a real goatee?
Yes, it is.
How come? Oh, I can't change the channel.
Give me a reason. It's not time. It's not time. It's not time.
I'm so scared.
I would like some Mongolian beef, chicken chow mein. Races behind the scenes. Yeah.
Oh, it's made of paper. That's why.